Paradise, Episode 6. Ending explained. Is Xavier Collins' wife alive? It's not what we thought. There's life. Those were the last words of Susan Donnelly, one of the 4 explorers that President Cal had sent to the outside world. The previous episode of Paradise had further established that Sinatra had always known the truth, yet like Silo's Bernard Holland, she'd held back the information for 2 obvious reasons. She didn't want anyone to leave the underground bunker, because one person walking out of there meant other people following their lead, leading to utter chaos. Secondly, she didn't want any outsiders to find out about her paradise, or her entire plan to segregate the best of the lot gene pool would fall flat. But even though Sinatra isn't a complete monster, and she's just doing what's best for humanity, those who lost their families couldn't be reasoned with. They wanted the truth and nothing else. Spoiler alert. And the truth is Xavier Collins' wife, Dr. Terry Rogers, is very much alive. Well, that's a pretty interesting turn of events. It almost sounds like Juliet Nichols lives. Yes. Paradise is taking a similar Silo Fallout route, where the big reveal was that the situation on the surface wasn't as bad as the people in power claimed. Those nuclear missiles might have killed a lot of people and unleashed radiation on a massive scale, but there was still some hope left. A few places on the surface are safe for human resettlement, and there are many more survivors than we previously imagined. Dr. Terry Rogers is alive. Throughout the series, Collins blamed Cal for leaving his wife behind, as he believed Cal, being the president, had advanced knowledge of the impending doom and could have done something to save Terry, but he didn't. However, Episode 6's ending suggested that Cal, or maybe Sinatra, pulled some strings and did something in their power that ultimately changed Terry's fate. She didn't die in the nuclear fallout and is still alive somewhere, likely Atlanta, her last known location. Obviously, I won't deny the possibility that there might be another paradise just like there were other silos or fallout vaults in their respective universes. Or maybe the thermonuclear radiation never reached Atlanta, because of which Terry and others survived the nuclear fallout. This also implies that Kane's vision in the previous episode, where the United States of America drowned underwater, could merely be a figment of his imagination and nothing else. We are certainly going to find out more about how Dr. Rogers survived, as her husband won't let the matter go easily, especially when he now knows that the love of his life is alive. But will Sinatra let Collins leave the underground facility to go find his wife? Jane Driscoll had taken his daughter Presley hostage, and Sinatra would likely use her as leverage to force Collins to back down and abandon his violent crusade. She only told Collins the truth about his wife because she wanted to have a leash on him and put an end to his little coup. And one can assume that Sinatra is lying about Collins' wife, though I strongly believe that's not the case here. The Tablet Paradise Episode 6 revealed that Presley picked up Cal's tablet from the garden outside his house. Yes, no one-handed. It to her, nor did she take it from Cal's room. Presley picked it up off the grass as she wanted to know more about her mother's death, unlike her father, who had already accepted his wife's fate. However, the question here is, how did that electronic device end up there? I guess Cal might have been smoking on the balcony, trying to find a few more secrets on the tablet when someone hit him, and he accidentally dropped the tablet, or threw it away, so his killer wouldn't get his hands on the most confidential device in the world. Another theory is that the mysterious guy whom Presley saw on the night of Cal's murder wasn't aware of the tablet's importance, and therefore threw it away. Furthermore, Cal's biometric authorization wouldn't have revealed anything more than what the world is already aware of. The mystery guy. During her last visit to Cal's mansion, Presley saw an odd flower symbol on the denim jacket of a person who was leaving the premises in a hurry. This mysterious symbol looked eerily similar to the one we had seen on Kane's most precious bookmark, gifted to him by his late wife. So, is it possible that, back in the day, Kane had founded some sort of secret cult or organization, and now, because of his dementia, he has totally forgotten about it. And maybe now one of the members of his secret society has killed Cal to keep the secret a secret. It would be pretty ironic if the symbol that Cain kept alive in the memory of his late wife had something to do with his son's death. But I wouldn't be surprised if that flower symbol is a red herring, and this mysterious guy took one of those jackets from Cal or Cain's wardrobe to sneak out. With that said, there are a whole bunch of people out there who wanted to kill Cal Bradford, as they blamed the president for the death of billions. And I'm not just talking about the Paradise residents, but all those survivors out there who were denied the opportunity to board Cal's Ark and were abandoned to their fate. Sinatra isn't the enemy. Sometimes when you are in a position of power, you are required to make really hard choices that common folks won't understand. It's not as simple as choosing between right and wrong. Most likely to avoid any chaos, and to protect the confidentiality of the Colorado project, Cal kept the citizens in the dark till the very end. Obviously, there might be other powerful people who forced Cal to make such a difficult decision. And as always, Cal didn't have the courage to fight back, an action that he felt remorseful for until his death. He did try to hint to Collins and asked him to stop his wife from leaving for Atlanta. But without the specifics, even Collins couldn't have been able to reason with his wife. And Cal, bound by duty, wasn't in a position to share any further. Details about the attack. In the present time, the tablet revealed that 2 thermonuclear weapons had hit Atlanta. However, if Terry is still alive, then either these missiles never reached the targeted location, or maybe Cal made a few phone calls to have Terry escorted to a nuclear bunker. As I said earlier, neither Cal nor Sinatra are complete monsters. They went by the book and did the right thing. Yet those who left their loved ones behind blamed them for their loss. I believe this was what got Cal killed. Someone seeking revenge on the president broke into his house and killed him. And in a way, Collins is doing the same thing with Sinatra. He's holding her responsible for killing a few to save hundreds. And I know this is argumentative because there weren't a few people but billions. But you have to understand that it wasn't Sinatra who launched those nuclear missiles. She just threw a few men overboard to save the entire crew. However, that doesn't mean she's responsible for Cal's murder. The last conversation between Sinatra and Cal made it abundantly clear that Cal, like Sinatra, understood what would have happened if the residents had found out the truth about the surface. It would have only jeopardized their efforts to save humanity. And Sinatra knew that Cal, being a reasonable man, wouldn't have unleashed such chaos. But Collins, who literally doesn't know the complete picture, has started something that he wouldn't be very proud of when he finds out the whole truth. He suspected Sinatra killed Cal because she told the residents that the president died of natural causes. But here once again, Sinatra was trying to handle the crisis. And this is one of the reasons why they say half knowledge is more dangerous than no knowledge at all. I guess that's a conflict Collins will face in the upcoming episodes. In Paradise Episode 6's ending, Collins used the flares to force Sinatra to shut down the dome's artificial sky program, breaking the illusion of truth. Sinatra feared that Collins knew about Billy's covert mission and might expose it to the residents, which was why she had no other option but to close down the system. However, this shutdown would likely have a psychological impact on the residents, reminding them that they aren't living in the real world. They are stuck inside a fake environment controlled by a few billionaires. And to make matters worse, Cal's son, Jeremy, who saw the classified files on his father's tablet, was screaming his lungs out, telling the residents about the murder of the 4 explorers and the living conditions on the surface. This, once again, isn't the whole truth. Susan Donnelly recorded 2 mission briefings. She had initially reported that the land outside wasn't suitable for resettlement, as the radiation levels were still high. Presumably, the 4 explorers ventured into far-off lands where they eventually encountered a Creole woman. In the second recording, Susan revealed that life could be sustained on the surface, but this undisclosed location didn't seem anywhere close to Colorado. It seems likely it isn't even located in the United States. Additionally, these 4 explorers used a special hazmat suit to reach a safe location, and people hastily jumping to conclusions and running out of the cave without proper gear would only end up dead, if nothing else. I feel this is the kind of mess that Sinatra had been trying to stop from the very beginning, but no one really listened. Collins may have to stop Nicole Robinson. One of the important questions that I want to raise is, Will Nicole Robinson surrender? I mean, we already know that Sinatra could use Presley to blackmail Collins, but is that going to convince Agent Robinson to call off the coup? From the past few episodes, she had been sounding quite obsessed with the real guns. I am not sure of this, but it could be possible that she starts a war of her own, believing Sinatra's the villain here, and wreaks havoc in the underground city from which it never recovers. If anyone has caught up with Silo, then this seems similar to what Patrick Kennedy had been trying to pull off in the Season 2 finale. He wanted to open the doors, as he believed the world outside was safe. Well, Robinson is indeed giving me some really negative vibes, and now I can't help myself from saying this. But did she kill the president? You see, Collins still doesn't believe Robinson, and I guess he's right in doing so, as her fixations with guns is scary. And all that weapon stash in her custody makes her the most dangerous person in the whole of Paradise right now. Well, we'll find out more in the upcoming episodes.